Namaskar. Welcome back to the EPS system of astrology. In the series of EPS Insights, under insight number 3, we are going to discuss today an important topic. What is that? Are the 8th house and 12th house counted from any house unfavorable to that house meters? Let us discuss now. Let me repeat the question. The question is, are the 8th house and 12th house counted from any house unfavorable to that house meters? Theoretically speaking, yes. But the intensity of the unfavorable significations will vary according to some conditions. That we have to keep it in mind. It means 8th house to any house or 8th house counted from a house, it indicates that house makers are going to face some obstacles or hurdles. 12th house from any house is loss causing house that to that house makers, or we can say it is a denial of that particular house. So we are saying 8th house and 12th house counted from any house, which is not, they are not unfavorable to those house makers. But please keep it in mind, unless and otherwise, trouble having houses to the Lagna, that is 8th house and 12th house, are combined or associated to the 8th house and 12th house counted from the particular house matters, that unfavorable houses will not be completely unfavorable. They will become just only weak houses to those house matters. I repeat, 8th house and 12th house counted from a house, they will be acting as weak significations for the particular house matters only when they are combined to the 8th house or 12th house, which are unfavorable to the Lagna, they will become unfavorable or detrimental to the house matters. I think you are able to understand. Let me, explain with examples. For example, if you take for the event of marriage, 7th house is the primary favorable house. 12th house to the 7th house is 6th house. So 6th house is definitely is not a favorable house to the 7th house. But if the 6th house, that weakness given by the 6th house will become more unfavorable only when it is combined with the 8th house or 12th house or other unfavorable houses also. Importantly, 8th house and 12th house. Otherwise, it is going to be weak, not going to be detrimental. That you have to keep it in mind. 8th house to the 7th house is 2nd house. The 2nd house is, for the 7th house, it is 8th house from the 7th house. It means 7th house matters are going to face some obstacles when it is indicating 2nd house. But if you look at from the Lagna point of view, the 2nd house is house of family. It is favorable or supportive to the marriage prospects. So 2nd house is favorable to the Lagna for the family matters. So 2nd house will not be unfavorable, though it is 8th house to the 7th house. But since it is 8th house to the 7th house, 2nd house, if the 6th house, that is 12th house to the 6th house, 7th house, also joining hands with the 2nd house, it means 8th house to the 7th house, that is 2nd house, and 12th house to the 7th house, that is 6th house, if both are combined and also other unfavorable houses also joining hands, that 2nd house will become unfavorable, though it is house of family. Only grouping of houses only matters, that you have to keep it in mind. Let me take another example. For example, if you take a property in the sense 4th house, primary house. 8th house from the 4th house is 11th house. So, but 11th house is favorable house, satisfactory house to the Lagna. So, Fourth house, through the fourth house, Lagna has to get satisfaction. Definitely 11 has to act. But eighth house from the fourth house is 11th house. It is indicating obstacles or hurdles are delayed to the fourth house matters. But result will be 11th house. It means what? Fourth house, to get satisfaction to the Lagna, it has to undergo eighth house. There will be delay. You know that fourth house, suppose if you take, fourth house is construction of a building or house, then it will not be as fast as we think. It will be always, there will be obstacles and hurdles. So eighth house from the fourth house will be, that fourth house matters will undergo to get that 11th house. Suppose if you take the fourth house as the education, 12th house to the fourth house is third house, right? So it means what? 12th house to the fourth house is denial of the fourth house. Whenever I have seen many people looking at the signification, third house is signifying, it is 12th house to the fourth house, so it is not favoring for the native education. But it is absolutely not correct completely, unless and otherwise we look at the other significations also. It means 12th house to the fourth house, third house, this is favorable to the Lagna, because third house is house of knowledge, house of learning, process, Mercury, that is Gemini sign in the natural zodiac. You can see third house is important house for the hearing and learning, and is very much important house ruled by Mercury. So third house is an important house for learning, but 12th house to the fourth house, third house, it is not supportive to the fourth house, but since it is favorable to the Lagna, it is supportive for learning, but that 12th house to the fourth house, third house, when it is combined with the 8th house to the Lagna, or 12th house to the Lagna, that is 3 and 8 or 3 and 12 are connected, then it will become unfavorable to the fourth house matters. Third house is memory, third house is thinking process, thought process, learning. When it is connected to the 8th house to the Lagna, it will cause obstacles in learning, it will cause obstacles in memory, it will cause obstacles for the education. You understand? So that way, 12th house to the 4th house, when it is connected to the 8th house on 12th house, then only it will become unfavorable. Similarly, as I said, for the properties, the 4th house, if you take as education, when it is combined with the 11th house, though it is 8th house to the 4th house, it is going to be favorable only, right? So combinations are important. Suppose if you take fourth house is a movable property or a vehicle, 12th house to the fourth house is third house. We see that it is unfavorable. It is not indicating unfavorable because property, movable property, when it is moving, 12th house to the fourth house, third house is travel. It is movement. So it has to move. So then only it is going to, be active, right? So when the moving property, fourth house, connected to the third house, means it is talking about its movement. It is moving from its position, right? Third house is travel. When it is connected to the 11th house, 8th house from the fourth house is 11th house. That we already discussed. So what will happen? 3 and 11 is signified by the fourth house. It is indicating pleasure to the Lagna for the travel and satisfaction, right? And good experience. The Lagna will have that. But fourth house will experience 8th house to the fourth house, 11th house, and 12th house to the fourth house is third house. So that vehicle will experience a lot of obstacles and hurdles. It will have some depreciation, all these things, damages it will undergo, but the result will be 3 and 11. I think you're able to understand. So we have to see the planet, which is 8th house or 12th house from the particular house. If the resulting house is favorable to the Lagna, then it will not be completely unfavorable. If it is further supported by favorable other houses to the Lagna, it is going to be favorable only. Instead of that, if it is combined with the trouble living houses to the Lagna, it will cause obstacles and struggles and troubles also. I think you're able to understand. Then important, another topic I will take it, another example for the profession prospects. 6th house and 10th house are important houses for the profession. 8th house and 12th house counted from the 10th house. For the 10th house is 8th house to the 10th house is going to be 5th house. 12th house to the 10th house is 9th house. And for the 6th house, 12th house to the 6th house is 5th house. And for the 6th house, 8th house to the 6th house is going to be Lagna. Please understand, whenever Lagna is coming as the result of any house, counted from any house, that house will not be unfavorable to the Lagna. Even for the marriage also, I would say that Lagna is 12th house to the second house. Second house is house of family. 12th house to the second house is Lagna, first house. Whenever first house is coming, the people are thinking that it is not favorable for the marriage prospects. Lagna will not be unfavorable. Without the Lagna, marriage will not happen. But when the first house will become unfavorable, when it is combined with the sixth house, that is 12th house to the marriage, seventh house, that is sixth house, then it will become unfavorable. So similarly, in this case of professional prospects, 8th house to the 6th house is Lagna. That is not unfavorable to the Lagna, right? So we cannot take it as unfavorable. It is weak to the 6th house, we can say, but it is not unfavorable. Similarly, 5th house and 9th house, as I was saying that, they are all trouble living houses or 12th house to the 10th house and 6th house. So whenever 5 and 9 houses are playing, people are immediately thinking that they are all 12th house to the 6th house and 10th house, and also 5th house is 8th house to the 10th house also, it is more unfavorable. But obviously they are weak to that 6th house and 10th house matters, but they are not completely unfavorable. You have to keep it in mind, because 5th house is our Purva and 9th house is Bhagyasthan to the Lagna. So 5 and 9 houses are in general favorable houses to the Lagna. When they will become unfavorable, when this 5th house and 9th house, when they're combined to the trouble living houses to the Lagna, 8th house or 12th house, then only they will become unfavorable. Otherwise, they will become weak. Only when they are combined with the 8th house and 12th house grouping, then they will become detrimental also to that professional prospects. Unless and otherwise, the impact or support of the 8th house or 12th house, 5 and 9 alone will not be detrimental, but they are weak to the 6th house, 10th house, 5 and 9. It is not supportive to the progress, but it is not that they will be unfavorable. But same 5 and 9, if they are combined, because 5 and 9 are favorable to the Lagna, if they are combined with the favorable houses to the Lagna, for example, 11th house, it is going to favor to the Lagna. It is going to give benefit to the Lagna. Now, 5 and 9, which is combined with the 6th house, 10th house, and 11th house, without the 8th house, 12th house grouping, it indicates it is favoring the Lagna for the professional prospects in the area of 5th house and 9th house. In other words, the native will be more, his profession will be very good, gainful, and profitable in the profession connected to the 5th house and 9th house matters. 5, 9, 6, 10, 11 or third house are all connected. It means the native will be in the profession connected to the 5th house and 9th house without any hard work. He will be working with using his brain and intelligence with the administrative skill, 5 and grouping. And in the area of whatever the profession you have to take it, 5th house related profession, 9th house related professions, and also what are the planets are connected, their Karagata can combine and do it, right? So 5 and 9 connected to 6, 10, 11 are supportive for the profession. In the area of 5 and 9 related profession, it will be more favorable. We should not think that 5 and 9 are unfavorable. If the profession related to that house matters, it is going to be favorable provided it is not connected to 8th house and 12th house. People will be thinking, sir, 5th house is entertainment, sports, and cinema, all these things are all 5th house. So even medicines also and medical profession are spiritual. So all these people, when they are connected to this house, they will not become unfavorable. Though it is theoretically correct, but the people who are in the entertainment, all the sports activity, all in the what do you call entertainment cinema, they're also facing troubles. They're also facing instability. It means 5 is connected to the 610 grouping. It is supportive for such profession. But if it is also connected to the 8th house or 12th house, there also they will have the problem. So it means, in nutshell, I would like to say that 5th house and 9th house are weak houses to the 6 and 10, but not detrimental, but they are favorable to the Lagna. If they are combined to the trouble living houses to the Lagna, 8th house or 12th house, then only they will become unfavorable. Otherwise, they will become weak only when they are combined. Suppose if they are combined with the favorable houses to the Lagna and also favorable houses to the profession, it is going to give favorable significations, progress to that professional matters. So only grouping is important, not just looking at that 5th house and 9th house. We should not come to any conclusion. It is unfavorable. We need a detailed, extended study. I think you're able to understand. We'll meet in the next insight. Good luck.